Being on the jury must have led to hard feelings between you and your husband.
Oh, please, Stephen. I haven't felt anything hard between us for years.
On election night.
Oh, no, that is true.
Oh, what about the claim that you and your husband sleep in separate rooms?
That is a lie. I haven't slept since the election.
As you can see, their table was roped off, but it's unclear if that was to keep people away or to prevent her from fleeing.
Country for tomorrow.
Yes, this appearance, it was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
Remember that time you got stuck at a party you desperately wanted to leave? Multiply that by 1,000,000, add some gold-plated walls, and you've got Melania's election night experience. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Kimmel and Colbert walk us through every cringeworthy moment, and trust me, you'll be laughing.
Trump plans to issue a number of executive orders on day one. He wants 4 Big Macs, 6 large fries, 2 buckets of KFC.
Or crying. Or both. It's relatable content at its finest, folks. Imagine being stuck at the world's worst party, where the music's too loud, the food's terrible, and your ex just won the karaoke contest. Now multiply that feeling by 1,000,000, and you've got Melania Trump's election night experience. After leaving the White House, Melania seemed ready to trade in her designer suits for a comfy robe and slippers. She was probably dreaming of peaceful days filled with spa treatments and not having to pretend to care about Christmas decorations. But faster than you can say, "Make America Great Again," Trump decided to run for president again, and Melania's hopes for a quiet life went up in smoke.
In fact, it says that on election night, Melania was in tears and not of joy. First ladies, they're just like us.
As the election results rolled in, Melania's face told a story that words never could. Her smile looked more forced than a vegan at a BBQ contest. With each state Trump won, her expression grew more pained, like someone slowly realizing they'd left their phone in an Uber. Behind the scenes, things were even spicier. Insiders claim Melania was about as thrilled with the results as a cat getting a bath. One source described her as about as happy as a cat in a bathtub. Ouch, seems like someone would rather be anywhere else than back in the political spotlight.
Being on the jury must have led to hard feelings between you and your husband.
Oh, please, Stephen. I haven't felt anything hard between us for years.
But here's the kicker. While Melania was putting on a brave face in public, saying she supported her husband's decision to run, the cracks were starting to show. Reports suggest that behind closed doors, she was less than thrilled about the whole situation.
That she supported her husband's decision to run for president. She was confident he would win and was very happy.
It's like when your friend drags you to a party you don't want to go to, and you smile through gritted teeth while plotting your escape. So what could make the usually composed Melania lose her cool? Well, rumor has it that as the results came in, Melania shed a few tears. And not the happy kind. It's like she suddenly realized she might have to start caring about Be Best again. But wait, there's more to this story of marital bliss. Insiders hint that things might be a bit frosty in the Trump household. There's talk of separate bedrooms and tension that you could cut with a gold-plated knife. It's like a reality show, but with nuclear codes.
On election night.
Oh, no, that is true.
Oh, what about the claim that you and your husband sleep in separate rooms?
That is a lie. I haven't slept since the election.
Just when you thought the Trump saga couldn't get any wilder, enter the dynamic duo of late-night TV. Kimmel and Colbert joining forces? That's like peanut butter teaming up with jelly to make fun of bread.
Reports say that Melania has been so reluctant to re-enter public life that the former president had to beg her to be seen in public with him.
How far would these comedy kings push the envelope with Melania in their crosshairs? These two funny guys have been poking fun at the Trumps for years. It's like their favorite hobby, right after making dad jokes and wearing suits.
As you can see, their table was roped off, but it's unclear if that was to keep people away or to prevent her from fleeing.
But this time, they decided to team up like Batman and Superman if Batman and Superman were more interested in roasting politicians than fighting crime. Their tag team takedown of Melania's reaction was something we'd never seen before. It's like they were playing comedy ping pong, bouncing jokes back and forth.
Focused on treating America as one big couch they can all screw together. It's Wiles headlined the event.
Kimmel would serve up a zinger, and Colbert would smash it home with his signature eyebrow raise. They had some pretty spicy jokes about Melania's frosty reaction. Kimmel called her America's Reluctant Cheerleader, which is probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about someone who looks like they'd rather be anywhere else.
Country for tomorrow.
Yes. This appearance, it was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
Colbert chimed in, saying Melania's face was so stiff it made Botox look expressive. But they didn't stop at just words. These guys went all out with visual gags and impersonations. Kimmel did his best Melania pout, while Colbert practiced his "I'm married to a monstrous child" face. It was like watching a political cartoon come to life, but funnier and with better hair. Just when we thought they couldn't push it any further, Kimmel hit us with an emotional curveball. He got all serious for a moment, saying it was a terrible night for women, for children, for hardworking immigrants. It was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him.
It's a little sensitive, but I have to ask you about your husband's arrest.
Oh, Stephen, I just hate hearing that word.
Arrest?
No, husband. Oh.
I wouldn't be the man I am today without your guidance, kindness, and warmth. Don't blame her for what happened to you.
And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him too. You just don't realize it yet. Talk about a mood swing. Colbert wasn't far behind in the feelings department. He opened his show talking about the deep shock and sense of loss after Trump's win. He even called Trump a monstrous child surrounded by cowards and grifters. Ouch, that's the kind of burn that makes you want to grab the aloe vera. But here's the million-dollar question. How did the Orange Man himself respond to this comedy roast? Did he tweet up a storm? Did he call for a recount of the jokes? Or did he just sit back and enjoy the free publicity? Stay tuned, folks. This political comedy show is far from over.
She's not showing up tomorrow. Is she going to move back into the White House? What do we know?
Well, there's a lot of speculation right now, and I've heard from a lot of sources that they don't expect presidency.
So, here's the deal, folks. When the world feels like it's going crazy, sometimes a good laugh is the best medicine. Kimmel and Colbert aren't just making us giggle, they're helping us cope with all this political madness.
Melania is not now, or hasn't recently taken part in her husband's political events. It's not comfortable for her.
If Mrs. Trump wasn't at some event and it was really noted, he would definitely bring it up with her. So I'm sure in this context, it's definitely really bothering him.
It's like there are comedic therapists, but way cheaper and with better jokes. Now, I know politics can be a real headache sometimes. It's tempting to just tune out and binge watch cat videos instead. But here's the thing, staying informed is super important, even when it feels overwhelming. So keep watching, keep laughing, and hey, maybe throw in a cat video or two for good measure. And remember, if Melania can survive 4 years in the White House, you can survive watching the news. As Kimmel put it, Melania's probably wishing she could build a wall around herself right now. Ha, politics. Am I right?